Trevor. Trevor.
Yes. Yes. Don.
The
Donald.
beginning is the time for taking the most delicate
Jesus
care that
Christ.
balances. What? Aren't we supposed to talk about Dune? Isn't this our special Dune episode? This is
Oh
my
my
very old copy of
God.
Dune. Look at this.
Oh
Is
my
this not what we're doing?
God.
This was your idea.
This is what we're doing.
We're talking
I
about
didn't
Dune.
think I didn't think we were going to start out with
Oh,
this.
oh, you meant Dune Part 2, the movie.
That's exactly what I meant. Dune
Oh,
Part
this.
2,
This book
the
is my
movie.
favorite book.
I know it is.
Oh,
You
so
kept a copy in the bathroom in your old studio.
I did. Oh, I have multiple copies. I've got them in
Yes.
Spanish.
Oh, I'm well aware. I'm well
They're all
aware.
in various states.
I've known you for a long time. I'm very well aware.
Oh, so
You have
you wanna
copies
talk-
of it everywhere.
So you want to talk about the movie, that movie that you didn't like?
I would
let's-
like to talk about Denis Villeneuve's movie Dune Part 2, which I loved.
Okay,
I
well,
loved it.
I have some thoughts, as you might suspect.
Oh my God, I can't imagine you'd have thoughts on it.
So how about we talk about it on the show today?
That sounds great.
And then I'll lend you my copy so you can finally read a book.
Fantastic.
Okay, let's get on with the show.
Let's get on with the show.
The savings are scorching during the Red Hot Sale event at Omaha Steaks. Save 50% site-wide on legendary steaks, everyday essentials, and more. Plus, get an extra $35 off with code HOTSALE at omahasteaks.com. Shop now to save 50% site-wide on steaks and more during the Red Hot Sale event at omahasteaks.com. Plus, get an extra $35 off with code HOTSALE at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com, code HOTSALE. Minimum purchase may apply. See site for details.
I haven't listened to anything you've said in the last 20 seconds.
Damn it, Trevor.
Oh God, I hate you so much.
Well, it's you. We can cross off the reading.
I watch almost everything, and the majority of it is terrible.
What is this podcast about?
My recorder keeps turning off.
Damn it, Trevor. Hi, everyone, and welcome to this very special episode of No Win Scenario Podcast, where we talk about Dune Part 2. I am Don, and that strange man is waving strangely at me is Trevor. Part 2. That's what that was. Trevor, how are you?
Just shut up and start, okay? I just want to get to the part where you break my heart.
No.
Do
First
it.
of all, I didn't get to see the
Just
movie
do it.
with you because I was busy working, and you couldn't wait a day to see it with me. Couldn't wait one day.
Nope.
12
Nope.
hours.
Nope.
Will you see it with me again? How many times have you seen it?
Absolutely. I've only seen it once,
I would have seen 3 or 4 times if I were you.
but I'm going again in a few days, and then I'll go again with you. And yeah, I'm very well aware.
So why am I going to break your heart?
Because
Why
you're
do you
going
think
to
that?
crap all over it. Listen, hold on. Let me just show everybody what your single response was to the film when you finally saw it. Oh, hold on.
I knew
Hold
this would
on.
trigger you.
I've
See,
gotta-
I know how to trigger
Dude,
people of all
you-
ages.
you made me so mad before you saw the film. I wrote Don a novel before he even saw the film about
he did.
how wrong he's going to be. He finally sees the movie.
Dune Part 2.
This
In IMAX. Big screen.
you saw it in Limax. You didn't see it in
Yeah,
true
it
IMAX.
wasn't true. Yeah, it was fake IMAX.
I saw it in true IMAX. I'm seeing it again in true IMAX.
I needed a reserved seat. I didn't have that kind of time to get there 3 hours ahead of time.
Actually, that's very true. I had to get there very, very early. I've got to get there early when I see it again. That part is a pain. That our true IMAX screen does not have assigned seats. That sucks.
Yeah,
So Dawn sees it.
I do.
What did you see? An evening show on Sunday, or
I did.
or
I saw
matinee?
like a 7:45 p.m. show. Yeah.
Okay.
So 3 hours later.
At 9:55 p.m., I get this single text. That's it. This is all he says about the movie. This is it. This was his takeaway, folks. It's so pathetic. It's unbelievable. He writes, can't believe they made Stilgar a clown. That is what he got out of
Every time Stilgar talked, I mean, he's the one.
That is what he walked away with from that movie.
No. Hold on.
Beautiful epic.
That's not what I walked away with. I spent 2 hours in that movie thinking about what to say to you. I was so distracted by how to respond to you after I got out of that movie that That's all I could think about. No, let me tell you something, Trevor. Can I tell you something? I'm going to shock you right now. I'm going to shock you.
No, you're not.
I really, really liked the movie.
No, you didn't.
I thought it was a great movie.
No,
I really did.
not.
I swear to God, I wanted another hour of it. I really loved it.
Okay. So
However,
yes.
However, it was a very, very good movie. A great movie for the masses. Very good movie. It was an interesting adaptation of Dune. I do not think it's the best Dune movie that
Of course you don't.
could be made.
I'm curious, Don,
Yes,
which is the best Dune movie made so far?
Let me tell you this. This, of course, is the best Dune movie made so far. However, this one, even though it's campy, even though it's bad, this one made me appreciate how much was in the David Lynch movie that they did not put in this one. And I can give you some examples if you allow me, sir.
Yeah, please.
And I'm not talking about the crazy voice attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Dune.
Wait. Oh, hold on. I literally fell asleep real quick. I'm waking
Dune,
up. I'm waking up.
This book
yes.
in my hand, Dune,
is
a magic mushroom fever dream of Frank Herbert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great.
Right? It was. A lot of fun stuff in there. A lot of crazy stuff in there. This Dune Part 2 made me appreciate the David Lynch movie because they tried to put so much more of the book into that movie than this one did. I will give you just one or two examples of things that are not crazy that I felt like were missing. Where was the guild, Trevor? The guild is so important to the book. And so it's
Don, the guild is important to you.
To me. To the story of the book. To make the story even stronger.
Okay,
because it was not clear. Let me just say, I love
that
this movie.
film was very clear. That's the brilliance of what Denis Villeneuve did. That thing is very dense, and
he adapted it in a very clear for the masses, cinematic, beautiful, great storytelling. What he did new with Chani, I thought was great. That was so great. This book ends saying, even though we're concubines, history will remember us as wives or something. Jessica saying to Chani. What he did with Jessica, I thought was really interesting. What he did with Chani was very interesting. Really good. There's pillars of society. There's the oil barons. There's the transportation with like the whole colonial allegory part of the book in the movies. And taking out spice, really, except from the first movie as a hint, as being so vital to space commerce and CHOAM, right? You didn't read the book though, right?
No, and I never will.
You should. You really should.
No, I won't.
Joking aside, it's a great book, and
okay.
Yeah.
Joking aside,
yeah.
Listen, we talked about this before with David Mack. I have very good reading skills. Yes. I have a genuine issue with reading right now. It's very difficult for me. And I've heard that Dune has a very specific kind of prose that is possibly too dense for me.
It's very dense. However, you have the visuals. Like when I was a kid, I started reading the book in 3rd grade or something. It's a very hard book for a little kid to read. But I had that movie to help me guide me through the book in terms of the visuals, so I think it would be okay. But even then, I would try the audiobook because I think you'd find it really interesting how rich the book is. It really is.
Okay.
But
is there multiple versions? I mean, serious question. Yeah. Is there multiple versions of the audio? Like, because this is, again, weird. It all depends on the person's voice. If I can get into an audiobook, is there different versions?
I don't know. I've never listened to the audiobook. Okay. Yeah. I've read this book probably 300, 400 times in my life.
I believe that.
Yeah.
But no, you love the book.
And, it's been my favorite book my whole life. Yeah. And I'm glad it's a popular hit now. So, again, I can't have a biased opinion.
Well, wait,
on the movie.
Real question. Yeah. Hasn't the book always been a hit or no? Was it like not big when it, did it build?
It took a while. So I think it was something like 22 publishers said no to the book. And then like some small publisher originally picked it up that did like appliance repair manuals or something. I'm not quite sure. Boy. So don't quote me on that. Thankfully, no one's listening. So it took a long, and then it was a flop when it first came out. And then it built up and built up.
Yeah.
It's a little strange in terms of the writing. But in that book, you have you have these pillars like this, like Denny said, like, this is a Reverend Mother adaptation of the movie. Like, that's the focus. But in that, you had the Reverend Mothers, you had the guild. The guild, like they are changed from the spice to be able to travel through space and ships.
Right.
These are these like monstrous type secretive people, and they're the power behind everything. So the emperor can't be an emperor without the guild, who is the
Right.
transport.
Right.
The emperor can't be the emperor without the great houses, which, at the end of the great scene where he's like, go liberate them or send them to paradise.
Mhm.
And now the Fremen are great spaceship fighters. That was the one flaw in the whole film, I felt. Like
Right.
they're going to go out into space and fight people
Right.
that, which they do sort of in the book, but it's different.
Right.
But having all these pillars of society all be dependent upon spice,
Right.
what's so interesting on the political side of Dune, the novel, that I felt that was missing. That I would, and it didn't have to be a big add-on, I thought, to the movie for that. So that was
Okay.
kind of sad.
Okay.
Again, I love the movie. I just wanted more. Thufir is missing. He was missing in this one. Things that are weird in the
Now
book.
I'll ask, who's that?
The Mentat from the first one.
Okay.
The guy with, I forgot the actor's name.
Yes.
What's that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's a human computer. So they do more of that in the book with these are Mentats.
Oh,
So
okay.
the book and the David Lynch movie, I thought was grander in scope. Not better story, but was grander in scope. It felt bigger. Like in the new movie, and then I'll stop talking. In the new movie, the Harkonnen planet was cool. It was cool with the infrared. It was a good gimmick. The CGI I thought was terrible. A couple times when the large groups of people, I thought it looked terrible.
Wait. The CGI in
The people-
Denis Villeneuve's Dune
Yes.
Part 2 you thought was terrible.
In two spots.
Okay.
The fighting scene
Okay.
on the Harkonnen planet where the people were chanting and that,
Okay.
they looked like, it reminded me in, what was it, The Rise of Skywalker at the end, when you saw the Sith just as like shadows in the background in the arena,
Yikes.
completely
Yeah.
reminded me of that. They were two just cookie cutter groups
Yeah.
of people doing the same motion over and over again.
Yeah.
And then when Paul's standing on top of the theoretically millions of Fremen fighters,
Oh,
you
and when
see
he held
him-
up the knife?
yeah, I thought just
I
it
thought that
looked
was
too,
amazing.
he looked amazing on top.
Yeah.
But less so than the Harkonnen fight scene. It just looked to copy and paste groups of people doing the same
Okay.
stuff, but mostly in the theater. That was the only thing I thought that took me out of it. The worms didn't take me out of it. All that. I wanted more fighting at the end. I kind of wanted more.
Yeah.
That whole last bit wrapped up too quickly. But
There's a lot.
there's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot. I don't know if there's less action in part 2, but I will say this, and this I'm surprised it's as well regarded as it is. I'm not surprised that the critics love it. I'm surprised that the general public loves it.
Yeah.
Because
Should be
I
on
think there is
TikTok. Yeah.
one thing missing from this. I am not complaining. I think it's a better film. I think it works in the first film. I don't think it would work in the second film, but the sense of adventure from the first film completely gone in the second film.
Well,
completely gone.
Interesting you said that, because my wife, I asked her what she thought after she saw the movie. She's only seen the first part. She fell asleep on the David Lynch 50 times, so she never saw it. She's like, it was fine, but I wasn't really interested in the story, which was interesting.
Wow.
And then I thought
Okay.
about it, and I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, I loved it because I'm seeing come to life a book I love, characters I know. I'm
Yeah.
seeing what's different that I like, seeing what I don't like Stilgar the
Right.
Clown.
Right.
Um,
Couldn't disagree more.
but I love the acting. I just thought he went from being this like leader serious thing in the first one to like being the comic relief silliness thing. I mean, it was funny, but it was too much. Anyway, so I don't have an unbiased opinion here about the story, but like she didn't care that he wanted revenge, and she wasn't like rooting for him to it just wasn't enough for her. It was well done. It was well made. It was interesting, but she's not like, oh God, this story was so impactful to me or anything.
Okay, two things real quick. Number one, as much as I dislike, the irony, I think Lynch is one of our best contemporary filmmakers right now. I do not like his version of Dune. I will concede that Denis Villeneuve's vision, I don't think it lacks ambition. It's very ambitious. It does not have the art direction and ambition, the visual ambition of Lynch's Dune. I'm totally gonna give you that.
Winner.
That film, admittedly,
Mm-hmm.
Lynch's film looks fantastic. I know people complain about the optical effects in the end. Screw you. I love optical effects.
Yeah.
They are great. I understand why the optical effects are that way. It was produced by Dino De Laurentiis, and if you've seen any other Dino films, all of the opticals look like that. It's not so much a Lynch's signature, that's Dino's signature. He must have had some control over which effects house that they were going to use for Lynch's version of Dune so that they could save money or something like that. I love how the opticals look. Second thing,
Mm.
um,
Senior moment.
what
He's lost everybody.
I am. I really am.
You want me to
Why?
save you?
No, I've got it. One thing that Dawn and I have had an argument about for God, I think over a year now since it was announced. This was Dawn's point that he kept hammering over and over and over again, basically prejudging the movie in advance I was going to be a failure. So now I want to know how you really, now that you've seen the film, how you really felt about Christopher Walken.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Because I was very, very sus on him and the casting. I didn't think the movie was going to be bad. I was just doing that to give you a hard time. Christopher Walken, I thought was an awful choice beforehand
Still,
and
yes.
still. Now, I don't know if it's because of him or because he didn't have much to do. I felt like the Emperor in Lynch's version
Mhm.
was more interesting and more realistic. And like the Emperor, like that was again one of like maybe the production design or the ambition here. The Emperor's planet, what did that look like? What does the court look like? They were just like outside some house whenever we saw the Emperor. It felt
Yeah.
very powerless. There's no world there. I'm like, feels like a few simple exteriors or
Yeah.
a planet or something could have
Right.
added a lot in a few spots, which is my critique of like a lot of J.J. Abrams films and things like that. Like the scale and the scope and the danger and the just all of this didn't make sense. Wasn't there. So, he didn't have much to do. He didn't have much to say, and he seemed
Mhm.
powerless to begin with,
Okay.
which I don't think he is in the book. He seemed like, I don't know, and he sounded like Christopher Walken. It's hard for him not to sound like him.
So
What did
my
you think?
favorite film critic, Mark Commode, loved the film, but he came down really hard on Walken.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he was like Walken was doing his Walken thing, and this was not the movie for that.
Exactly.
He was doing his insider winky, I'm going to pause in the middle of this sentence for no reason and then accentuate the next word, which is not a word to be accentuated, and then finish the sentence.
He wasn't royal. He wasn't.
I don't completely agree with that, but I have to admit, as much as I love Walken,
Are you agreeing with me?
I'm kind of agreeing with you. Yeah, I mean, listen.
Winter Dawn.
I like the performance because he. I don't know if he's supposed to be, but he looked tired.
He did. Like, it was an
And
interesting choice. I think it was the wrong
Yeah.
choice, whether it was. He
now,
didn't
who would
look
have been a good choice?
Hergen Prochnow from the first movie, the original movie.
Well, I'm not. Is he?
No, not
dead
Hergen
serious.
Prochnow.
Is
I'm
he
sorry.
still-
That
is
was
he
sorry.
still alive?
That was Leto Atreides. I'm sorry. That was Leto Atreides. I don't remember the actor's name for
Well,
the Emperor. But it didn't feel like a royal. It didn't feel like someone with power who was used to the trappings of office, who all this stuff. It was like this
Right.
poor schlub in his garden. I mean, Erlin was okay. She was fine, but like,
was that Florence Pugh?
yeah.
Yeah.
It felt so unroyal, so small. And it was a
Yeah.
weird choice too to have Paul be the one to send a letter to him to have him come and meet with him on Arrakis at the end.
But doesn't that fit with the film? That
No, see-
Viennese visual. Hold on,
Yeah.
not the book. I'm talking about the overall aesthetic. With like the film is a war between minimalism and maximalism, and there's stuff that's very minimal. And then I got to say, Don, seeing it in full IMAX,
Yeah.
then there's stuff that's massive. and filling the screen
I gotta tell you,
85 feet tall.
I sat there, I had a great seat, and I'm like, "Ah, I wish I was watching this movie on my Vision Pro because it's so much cooler watching it
That
on
would
a
have
headset.
been amazing.
I can't wait to see it on that
would
way
have
because
been
that's better
amazing.
than going to any movie theaters. I plug for Apple, but
Well,
like watching it that way is amazing. You got to come see it.
I disagree. It's not going to be as great as seeing it at Jordan's. It's
Oh,
just not.
oh,
It's not.
you
It's
get,
not.
it's amazing. How big the screen is, you get,
Yeah.
anyway, let's
And I
not
hope they
get into Apple.
release it in actual full IMAX on the Vision Pro because Dune 2 is all the 4K UHD Blu-ray is already up for pre-order, and you can only get the scope version.
Oh,
Just like
interesting.
the first, and I'm guessing that when Denis done the trilogy, there will be a box set, and you'll actually be able to get the IMAX versions.
Interesting. Well, there's a bunch of for the Vision. There's a bunch of IMAX ones available.
Yeah, there's an
specifically.
actual IMAX app. So
yeah, and you can
hopefully-
like through Disney, you can see the IMAX those some of those films IMAX
Right.
version. So I understand that, but again, in the David Lynch movie, in the book, the reason that the Emperor comes to Arrakis is because the Barons failed. Feyd-Rautha is failing, at this, and the Emperor comes for business, being like, "I'm going to get the in order."
Right.
And here he's like, "I've been summoned here. I'm going to talk to this guy."
Right.
So it's like less of a presence of a thing. And part of the great houses is that they are.
agree.
You don't agree?
No, I said I'll agree.
Oh, you agree?
God, will you stop that? God damn.
And the great houses being there, like the Emperor brings great houses there, but the
Right.
great houses are so dependent on spice that Paul goes, "I will blow up with the atomics the spice, and you will all be trapped in your planets." And so that's how he becomes Emperor.
Right.
Yes, there's jihad that happens going forward, but I just feel like that was like, that's too bad. That's not there. I didn't need in the book. Paul and Chani have a son who gets killed in the battle, a little one.
Right.
I didn't need that. We didn't need Alia, a weird toddler walking around. Like, she's the one who kills the Baron, like in the movie you've seen. So there were things that he skipped, which I get, but the sort of pillars of the society of Dune is number one thing that I feel like was missing. And number two, the sort of psychedelic prescience and seeing the future and all that, that was it was such a light touch in this film. And again, I love this movie. I can't wait to see it again.
Right.
But again, it was a really, really awesome movie for everyone. And it was a good, interesting adaptation, but I don't think it's the best Dune movie that could have been. And it's very small point there.
Okay.
Because Dune is so rich.
This is not an insulting question. It's a genuine question. It is something that I've been pointing out to you time and time again. And it's okay to admit, Don, I have this about a lot of films. Do you, because of your love for the book,
Yes.
because of how it's not just your love of Lynch's Dune, but how influential that movie is for you. Saw it during formative years.
Yes.
You probably looked at that movie and said, I didn't even know you could do that with a movie. Like this blew my mind open. Do you lack objectivity?
I said I lacked objectivity. I absolutely do. I lacked objectivity, but you just think about how much better it could be. And I don't think that's wrong. Even though I don't have that objectivity, that there's material there to draw from that could have made it better.
Could the addition of that material made the film too dense? Because in my opinion,
that's
having
why I
not
think
read
the Lynch
book,
one,
it is dense.
It's not at all.
Yeah, but
that's
the
why I'm
Lynch
so
version-
impressed with the Lynch version, because there's so much crammed in there.
Right. Well, that's the problem with the Lynch version. Crammed in. The last half an hour is like a Christopher Nolan exposition dump on steroids. Like it's that last half. Dawn, give me the last half an hour. That last half an hour is ridiculous. It goes through like 90 books in 20 minutes. It's ridiculous. Dawn, give it to me.
I disagree. I disagree. I disagree. I disagree. I disagree. And I think the fact that he's uninterested and unwilling to do any book adaptation after Dune Messiah shows that he played it too safe. Okay. Because Trevor, I'm going to ruin some things for you right now. Because you may or not get these.
I don't think.
Who is the main character of the Dune series? Who would you think
of the Dune series?
Yes.
Paul's sister.
Incorrect.
Okay, who's
the main character of this whole set of books? Duncan, Idaho.
Okay, interesting. Because my friend Brian, who we're going to have on the show soon,
Mm.
Don and Brian met at a screening of Lynch's Dune at the Brattle Theater in Cambridge last year. And they're both massive fans of the book and massive fans of Lynch's Dune. I honestly thought Don was going to cheat on his wife that night with my friend Brian. They fell in love so quickly with each other, and it was quite a sight to behold.
Wow.
One thing that I believe it was Brian that mentioned he absolutely loved Dune Part 2, the movie. Loved it.
I
He's
loved it
already
too.
seen it.
Yeah.
He's already seen it a few times. And I believe it was him that said, but I miss Duncan.
Interesting.
So and I got to be honest, I missed Duncan.
You didn't remember
as
who he
well.
was.
I remember Momoa.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, he dies. He dies in the book. He just comes back later on in other books.
right.
Which is like, how is that even set up in these movies? It's not.
I wouldn't be surprised if Denis and his writers maybe don't bring him.
They're not going to bring him
back
back for Dune Messiah. He comes back Children. God Emperor is a great book. It's crazy. I don't know if you know this, but God Emperor of Dune is a massive work. The whole book centers around Paul's son, who lives for 10,000 years, I think, and is a giant sandworm and that talks.
Well,
he's like,
I've
there's
heard,
no way I'm going to make this, but it would be fascinating to try.
I've heard the books, according to my friend Brian, like they get crazier and crazier and crazier because Frank
Herbert, the writer,
went
too many mushrooms.
Yeah,
but I got to tell you, God Emperor of Dune, it's a very interesting book. It's dense, it's political, it's good. Can you bring a giant talking sandworm who has a love interest to life?
Right.
That's a challenge. But, again, the fact that he said it shows that he was playing it safe the whole time. And yes, the fight scene with the infrared and black and white, very cool. Very cool. But that doesn't mean it wasn't safe.
Right.
And so much of Dune is the politics. Like he added in with the Ferring or whatever. What's her name? Fenring, the Countess Fenring. She was
was that Leia Seydoux?
I believe. Is that her
name?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I believe it.
They cut out, her husband, the Count, in both Lynch and Villeneuve. I can't say his name. Did I say it right?
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, both versions, they cut out this great scene in the first part, or would have been the first movie, where there's a dinner with the water traders and the smugglers and Paul's father that really gets into the whole political stuff. So again, the political side of things, the structural things for the society, and all the different worlds were just kind of missing. And it seemed small. It seems small for such a big looking film in a way. The galaxy seems small. There was nothing mystical and magical. There was no guild there, really. There was no this is the mysteries of traveling through space. There's so much that could have been peppered in even.
So I initially heard, I initially read and heard by people who saw this film before I did. And I initially rolled my eyes when I first heard this. But there are a lot of comparisons to David Lean and Lawrence of Arabia. Have you ever seen Lawrence of Arabia?
Of course.
Okay, so Lawrence of Arabia.
That's
just
when.
Real quick,
wait, is that when the guy is on the?
I'll just shut up and
Romulus, and he's coming in for the water hole. I'm doing a Star Trek 5 bit. It's a Star Trek 5 bit. All right, never mind.
Shut up and let me make my point. It has a massive visual scope, and story wise, it has the intimacy of a character drama. Now, when I saw Dune Part 2, I was like, yes, this is very David Lean. This is kind of Lawrence of Arabia. That it had a massive scope versus an intimacy with the characters. And it sounds like that bothered you a bit.
The intimacy is fine. Actually, there was I was reading one thing that mentioned in the books when Gurney comes back after being a smuggler, he's so suspicious of Jessica because he thinks she was the traitor. They didn't know who the traitor was.
Right.
So he thinks it's her. He tries to assassinate Jessica, is stopped. Paul explains what's going on, and then he becomes indebted to Paul again, essentially. But he thinks he's avenging it. So like there were little moments that could have still been there, having those intimate moments. So it's not that. I just think there was no reason to leave out certain things.
So I got one more question for you, and then I just want to move into Dune Part 2 exclusively, and if we can, just leave the book and Lynch out of it.
Yes, sir.
We've made a lot of comparisons. And I'm sorry, this is a spoiler. We should probably put a spoiler warning at the beginning of this episode.
I would think so. Spoilers.
But spoilers. So this is a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Anya Taylor-Joy or Alicia Witt?
Alicia Witt. 100%. We're talking about the actress who played Alia. Are you saying, Alicia Witt as a child or as a grown-up?
I want you to ask me the same question.
Alicia Witt or Anya, whatever, Joy Taylor, whatever her name is. Queen's Gambit.
Alicia Witt.
Do we agree on something?
Yes. And that's because I am ride or die for Alicia Witt.
Yeah.
An unbelievable talent.
Yeah.
Local person. She's from here.
Now we're comparing someone who was like a 5-year-old versus a 25-year-old. But in terms of
I think
place in the film,
I would have liked to see. Listen, I love Anya Taylor-Joy. She's a very, very talented actor. I saw her.
I did like The Menu, by the way. That's a fun movie.
Menu's great.
I love it.
And I'm looking forward to her Furiosa film. Though I just wish they brought Charlize back. But I don't know how they do it, but I wish.
No interest.
You're an idiot. I would have liked to have seen that character in Dune 2 portrayed as younger.
Because she's crazy and weird. And like, you know, not going to talk about the book, but in the book, Jamas's wife keeps her safe. There's no Jamas wife in this, which is interesting. You know, it's a weird character who's like really intense and creeps out the Fremen. And so, you know, he chose to have
and because
Jessica
because she's 5 years old in the Lynch version, and she reads her lines like a 5-year-old, she does come across as
it's creepy. Yeah,
creepy.
In which she is. And she's creepy her whole life, her whole existence. In the Dune novels, she's creepy and knows too much and all that stuff. And again, that sort of connection, like, you know, like Jessica drinks the water of life. You know, it's sort of hinted at that the old Reverend Mother dies at the same time letting her live, but it's not like Jessica was supposed to die from that.
Right.
But the Reverend Mother kept her alive. Like, it's just these small little choices that I don't think were necessary to skip over.
Right.
You know?
So, okay.
Dune Part 3, what's going to happen?
Let's just get to Dune 2. Let me say my piece about the film. I got a couple things to say.
I'll sit here.
Number one, I have never seen the movie Elvis, and I never will. I am not. Will you cut the crap? Put the book down.
Oh, this is such a good book. Have you read it? It's Dune.
Yeah, shut up. I hate you.
You've never seen Elvis?
And I've only seen 2 performances by Austin Butler. Number one was in Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which he is excellent. And number 2, Dune Part 2, which he is phenomenal.
Amazing.
In this film.
What a knife fight too. Oh, yeah.
Incredible. What I wrote a post on Facebook because I'm old, and I wrote about how this guy has single-handedly cornered the market on villains that are just filled with tired tropes. And you've seen this a million times, but somehow I really believe, both in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and this guy is rotten.
Yeah.
That you feel the rot. That's why I use the word rot. You can just feel the rot inside of him. And he is, God, he's so good in this film. It's a great performance. Number 2.
What about Wonka? How do you like Wonka?
Hey man, I went into Wonka with an open mind.
Oh, that movie. No, I meant like the actor. Was his name Tim Wonka?
Chalamet? Stop
kidding.
it, Don. Stop it. Stop it.
We don't have this kind of time.
Number two, my heart broke for Zendaya in
Yeah.
this film.
She did a great job.
My heart was
I said
broken.
part one, she had nothing to do, and she was there for like a day of filming or whatever it was,
Right.
and was a waste of space in that movie. I thought she did a great job. It was an interesting addition to the lore here, how they had her storm off, and it was great.
Now, number three.
Yes.
This is going to be long-winded, but I actually think you'll be interested in what I have to say.
You've got 5 minutes.
This is where I lack objectivity with the film. I'm going to get very personal here. I was raised by fundamentalist extremists,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very damaging, and it resulted in a lot of trauma for myself and my sisters. This film spoke to me on such a personal level. I took it. I was so moved by this message of, prophecies versus just plain old common sense, and how Paul is destined to be this leader for now, but is going to end up maybe being their destruction in the end. I was so moved by this. I mean, I can't. I have thought about it non-stop, and that really spoke to me, because I can't listen. For our listeners, listen, I am not criticizing you, how you were brought up, what you believe in. I am just saying, for me, and I'm not going to go into specific examples, that how I was raised in a very, very similar situation, and it was so damaging to my siblings and I. And it was an absolutely horrible experience. I could not believe this message was being said on such a big scale movie. I can't believe this film is doing as I don't hear a lot of controversy around this message.
I don't think people get it though,
mind-blowing.
Trevor. Here's the thing. I think half the audiences who love it didn't get it. They think Paul's the hero. They're like, yeah, he won.
Well,
That's it. And I think that was a mistake of the film a little bit, that could have been more fleshed out here. And again, it's a long movie. There's a lot to do, but that could have been fleshed out more, that he could be, it's sort of sad if you know it's there, but I think a lot of people missed it.
Right. Okay. 2 points real quick. My friend Brian said the same thing. He was so frustrated because he's like, so many people I know who have seen it have come up to me and complained that they're like, oh my God, Paul's another white savior. Why are we see? And he's like, did you completely miss the point of that film? Because clearly they did. He is not a savior of anything. Right. I mean, maybe for that moment, but it is very clear in that film that the incredible damage that Paul is going to bring in the future. Now, my last point.
They should have shown it. They have Stilgar the clown, jumping on a ship and then going off to, like attack.
Right.
But they could have really pressed on that.
So
damage that's coming.
I know we got to wrap up. My last question for you, as we're going to go back to the books, as a book reader, you said to me that a few months ago, I remember it perfectly. You said, "There's no way Villeneuve is going to do Dune Messiah. No way. There's
God Emperor.
way.
God Emperor.
No. You said Dune Messiah, Don.
Play the tape. I never heard that.
I said not on the show,
because there's Dune Messiah, then there's Children of Dune, which, by the way, I have a soft spot for the sci-fi version of Children of Dune. You should watch that.
Let's stop the argument. I have a genuine question.
Yes, sir.
Was Dune Part 2 Dune Messiah? Was it kind of Dune Messiah? Is it setting up
Dune Messiah?
Dune Messiah
was originally written as the end of the Dune the book. but it's long enough to be a shorter book.
So does it
Dune-
look like the third film is going to be Dune Messiah?
That's my understanding, that eventually he's going to do it. In the book, I think it's been a while, but it's been years.
Villeneuve only said he's doing 3 films.
Three,
and
that's
he's
it.
out.
Right, because the children, I think he's afraid to do Children of Dune. It has to do with like Leto, Paul's son, starting to turn into a sandworm in a way.
Yeah.
And dealing with the more mystical stuff of like the golden path and like what the future is for humankind and getting people to survive 10,000 years in the future and so on. So I think he wants to avoid that and do a more traditional story, which this is in a way.
Right.
So Dune Messiah it'll be interesting because it's less of an easy story in that it's a bad guy and overcoming. It's all about like the failures of Paul and what Paul is afraid to do. Paul, I'm spoiling the book, goes off into the desert to die blind because he's afraid to do what his son will eventually do and become that sandworm.
Right.
And he needed to become a sandworm and rule for 10,000 years to guide mankind viciously to make them survive a dark future down the road. Paul just can't bring himself to do it. Essentially, that's the book. And he has twins. So, and it's all about the forces that are trying to bring Paul down. Those forces are not even hinted at in these movies. So I have no idea what he's going to do for this movie. I'm sure it'll be great. But I have no idea.
Don.
Yeah.
Don.
Yes.
Guess what time it is?
Time to leave.
It's time for Trevor's Tangent. Okay, this one's going to be really, really, really fast.
Featuring Stilgar the Clown.
I could not recommend more. This is Denis Villeneuve's masterpiece. I've been a fan of this guy since the beginning, but I highly, highly, highly recommend you seek out a film called Sicario, his masterpiece. Gorgeously shot by Roger Deakins, one of our greatest cinematographers ever. Sicario, the brilliance of Sicario is that it's about the truth of banging your head against a brick wall, thinking that you're going to break through, and the reality of life is that you're not going to break through. And then the other thing, absolutely brilliant, is that you think that it's a socio-political commentary on our border issues and our law enforcement issues between America and the cartels in Mexico, until it's not, until it plays its hand and shows you what it's really about. And it blew my mind. I watch it all the time. It's a masterpiece. Denis Villeneuve, Sicario.
Wait.
Please seek it out. Is that
brilliant. When the main character wakes up next to Bob Newhart?
You ruin everything. And that's the end of Trevor's Tangent.
Oh, it's Trevor. Al-Gaib. Come on, it was a little bit much. It was, I mean, that's what all the memes online are with him, like Paul like sneezes. The prophecy.
The Dune 2, the Dune 2 memes are amazing. I would have never thought that Dune 2 memes would be great. They are incredible.
Keep it up, everybody. Keep up the hard work.
They are incredible. You're all doing a wonderful job. Amazing. I'm seeing a bunch every day. They keep getting smarter and smarter. They're so good.
Well, I think, Trevor, we should go see the movie. We should go see the movie together. Maybe we should bring a little recorder and interview some people and see what they think. Can I just tell you before we go here, as we're wrapping up here, I heard that Sting was offered a little cameo in this movie and he turned it down.
Is that true?
Upset. Yeah, I read that or heard that somewhere.
Really?
Amazing.
I would have liked that, to be honest.
Absolutely.
I know that's a little inside baseball, and I know Denis is more disciplined than that. He doesn't.
He cast Christopher Walken. Come on.
Yeah, but I don't think that was
I
don't think that was a meta. I meant discipline in terms of meta.
Yeah,
stuff
sure.
that.
References to the audience. Yeah.
But then again, you're saying that he was offered a role and and he didn't take it. Is that?
I think it was like a little cameo or something. Who knows?
No, that's too bad.
Yeah,
that's too bad. I would have loved to have seen it.
All right. Well, that does it.
Do you have any last thoughts?
Last thoughts? We should come back to this conversation because I could talk about Dune forever. Know then that is the year 10,191. The known universe is ruled by the Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV. My father, in this time, the most precious substance is a spice melange. I could do the whole David Lynch movie growing up, all 3 hours. right
need
from
to get a life.
Knocker.
I agree with you. When we go see it, we should bring a recorder. However, I don't think we should interview people because I hate people. I think we should record ourselves
Oh my
fighting
God. During the show? We got to see like a 9 a.m. show.
Like right when the credits hit.
No, during the movie. Let's watch like an 8 a.m. screening somewhere or something. Just talk.
Actually, Don, I mean, I'm not saying this as a brag, but I can get us a private screening if you want.
Really? Let's do it. We're at the Brattle.
Okay. I'm going to
Let's do it.
No. I will talk.
I'll get my camera crew. We'll do a whole 3-camera shoot. Let's do it.
I will ask around.
That would be amazing. We could do it.
Yes.
We need no-win scenario. We don't have fans. What are our fans' names? No winners? Non-winners? Scenarios? I don't know. We need names for our fans. I think we should call them winners if we want to have more fans. Winners. All right, winners.
I think we should do that.
Stay tuned for that. And our next episode with author Derek Tyler Attico is coming out real soon. So stay tuned. Email us at nowinscenariopodcast@gmail.com and subscribe everywhere, Trevor.
Subscribe everywhere.
Everywhere.
And I just want to note for the audience, we mostly agreed here.
We did, but let's be honest, you agreed with me. And with that, thanks for listening.
I'm going to quit this podcast. I'm going to quit. I hate it. I hate this podcast.
I've won, everyone. I've won. Take care.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
There's a lot of pressure to wear the right clothes for every situation, but the clothes don't make the man. With Mack Weldon, you can build a wardrobe that looks polished in any setting and tells the world you stay you wherever you go. Go to MackWeldon.com and get 25% off your first order of $125 or more with promo code MACK25. That's MackWeldon.com. Promo code MACK25.
In today's world, mental health is everyone's concern. If you or someone you know is in crisis, please use these resources. For U.S. listeners, call 1-800-950-6264 or text Helpline, all one word, HELPLINE, to 62640 or email helpline@NAMI.org. That's NAMI.org. For our international listeners, please visit suicidestop.com. That's SUICIDESTOP.com.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F-words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/zip to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip.
Lowe's knows you've got a job to do, and we help get it done. With the MyLowe's Pro Rewards program, eligible members save more with volume discounts on qualifying orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F-words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/zip to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip.
Lowe's knows that free makes everything better. That's why our rewards members get free standard shipping on the things they need and want, starting at Silver Key status every day. Savings for rewards members add up fast, so why wait? Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.